Well, a Victoria woman's life could be turned into a documentary. Denise Read is deaf. Her whole life she struggled with communication. Now Denise says she's faced with yet another challenge. Her education at a private post-secondary school has been put on hold because the school says it simply can't afford to pay for her interpreter. And that leaves the directors of the Pacific Film and New Media Academy puzzled about the way that private and public schools are funded. Denise Read can edit a music video without even hearing the music.
And I love music because I can feel the vibration.
Denise is deaf, but through interpreter Tanya Creed, she explains how becoming a filmmaker is her lifelong dream and one of her many artistic passions.
I have my acting degree. I have a BA in acting. I have a certificate in a music, graduating from music program, and then film school is my last big goal.
At the Pacific Film and New Media Academy, Denise was one of the top in her class until her education was put on hold because the private post-secondary school is struggling to cover the cost of her interpreter.
We have a $29,000 bill for 1 semester of interpreting services for Denise. You know, for 3 semesters that would be close to $80,000 or $90,000. So there's no way the school can afford to do that. We're literally facing annihilation. Like, it would be bankruptcy if we can't get some support.
Despite being in business in Victoria for 20 years, administrators say they didn't know they'd be on the hook for the cost of Denise's interpreter when she enrolled in September. Denise says she has attended many other public colleges and universities which have all provided interpretive services at no extra cost. And that's the difference. Public schools can cover the costs through operating grants from the government and the assistance program for students with disabilities. But private schools are on their own, although up to $12,000 in government money is available for exceptional education-related services. What's more, the agency which oversees private schools doesn't require them to pay for or provide an interpreter as long as the student has the tools to be successful.
I feel it's not fair. I almost feel like it's oppressing deaf people. The government giving limited funding for interpreters, like just feeling that I'm not important enough to be able to communicate. I have the skills. I have 4 different languages. I'm capable as any hearing student, but it's the communication that is my barrier.
So far, the Academy has received about $10,000 in government grants, but they say it's not enough, and Denise's schooling has been deferred until January 2012.
It allows us to look at more ways of getting financing for the interpreters and also for the technology that, we could replace 1 interpreter with some technology and that kind of thing.
Until the funding is worked out, Denise is taking notes, hoping one day she'll turn her story into a documentary.